Journaling is self-care. Journaling is therapy. Journaling is, let's not lie, nowadays it's become a part of an aesthetic. But why exactly should we journal? Like, what do we even write on it? In this video, I'm gonna talk about how I entered my journaling era and how it quite literally changed me. I'm gonna start this video with something fun. I am gonna vlog. I'm about to buy a new journal because I have two right now. The first one, I had it for years. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it when I first got it, and I wrote all kinds of random things in it, and not just journal related stuff. I wrote like my plans and to-do lists. Then I decided to use it as a journal. I think it's kind of cute. I got that one on typo, but then some time ago I went to a coffee shop and I wanted to journal there, but I forgot to bring the book, so I bought a new one, which is literally just a plain notebook. It's so cheap but does the job, so why not? But now I kind of want one that looks like a journal, if you know what I mean. So come with me and go journal shopping, but it's literally just one journal. Show you guys what I bought. I literally just bought this one journal. It's very simple. It's like a Ravenclaw color. It has this like rubber so that I can put my pen over here. I sat down at a coffee shop and I wrote down like quite a lot of things here. Yeah, that's a lot. But yeah, that was exactly kind of like what I was looking for. So I can say that it was a successful trip. So if you're still thinking, why should we journal? Like, what are the purposes of journaling? I did my research, just a little bit. So the first one is it can help you with emotional processing. So instead of avoiding or suppressing your emotions, you can journal them because, well, avoiding them can be harmful for you in the long term. And then you can use it as a means of self-reflection, putting things into better perspective and make sense of what you're feeling or thinking. It can also help you with your personal or mental or emotional growth. And the last one would be you can just use it as your personal record. You can like one day look back into things and see how much you've grown, or you can relive some moments that you maybe want to relive. I mentioned about how it quite literally changed me, and I'm gonna tell you how it changed my life. A few years ago, I picked up on the habit of journaling. I did it in the morning. I wrote affirmations and things that I was grateful for, and then before bed, which was filled with what was my day like, basically like a diary. I did it because, well, honestly, a lot of people did, and they talked about how it's good for you to write, especially about things that you are grateful for. But I have to say, I really didn't feel any impact at the time, so I was over it after like a short amount of time. If you are like one of my OG subscribers/viewers, it's so weird saying that, but like if you're one of the day ones, you might know that in my early videos, the ones that I made in Indonesian, I would journal in the morning. But anyways, let's fast forward to a time when I didn't even realize it, but I needed this most. I was struggling mentally because of multiple reasons, so I started journaling again, just to write down all my thoughts. Quite literally brain dump. No structure or prompts whatsoever. And you know what? It helped. A little bit, but I hadn't unleashed its full potential until a few months later when my therapist gave me a template or like prompts for journaling. And let me break it down to you. I'm going to show you my Notion template, which by the way, I put the link on my description so you can use the template as well. Okay, first of all, let's take a moment and appreciate how pretty this looks like. I think it looks very calming. It looks tranquil. Since I gave you the link to the template, I would actually encourage encourage you to customize the template and like personalize it to you. You can change the photo on the banner, you can change the icon, you can change the photo in the middle, and maybe the quote under the navigation section. I'm gonna give you guys a tour. I always find the ocean calming, so that's why I use that as a banner, and I gave this page the title Mental Health Space because this feels like a safe space for me to not only track my mental health like productively, but it's just my comfort space. And then I put a little quote here just to make it cuter. I hope you get to feel joy in the little things and truly grateful to be alive. This was not a quote from like anywhere. I just wrote it down because that's what I needed. To make this more organized, I added a navigation section. You can see there the categories that I have on this page. I have daily logs, self-care tracker, gratitude journal template, and a little bit of personal reminders by the end of the page. I added this quote. I love handwritten quotes. I think it just looks more real, and honestly it looks aesthetically pleasing for me to add a little bit of like handwritten quote in the middle of neatly typed page. It says the most beautiful people wear their hearts on their sleeves and their souls in their smiles. Once again, these are all quotes that I just feel like I needed as reminders. This is a photo of like a pond, I think. It just looks clear and clean and calming. Once again, I didn't know what to put on the right here, and then I just thought of adding this Spotify playlist, which is my playlist called Songs That Calm Me Down When I Feel Anxious. I love this playlist. Like, let me tell you, this playlist has helped me a lot. I created this 2 years ago and it really has helped me. Whenever I feel like overwhelmed or anxious, I just turn this playlist on. It's very calming. Okay, let's get into the first section, which is the daily logs. I usually write down my moods throughout the day, what triggered each mood and how I reacted to them, what I do afterwards to cope. I also add my energy level because I felt like whenever I felt low, my energy level was also low, so I wanted to actually track if it's true. I also have this chart so I can determine what I feel better. Below the daily logs part, I have self-care tracker. You can customize this as you like, but my version has exercise, journal, mindful read, eat or drink healthy, or like fruits and vegetable intake, vitamins, and read the Quran. I also just kind of want to track if I skipped any of these, does it affect my mood or not? The purpose of these two are basically to be able to reflect better. I would talk about it with my therapist too because we usually didn't have concrete data as the basis of our discussion, so of course just talking about what I felt was also valid, but this way we can work better on improving things. Okay, and then despite trying this out previously, I literally just wrote things that I'm grateful for on my physical journal and make a list. I didn't even do it constantly though, but now I have this template and I've been really trying to do it consistently. These are the contents of the template and I'm putting them on the screen so you can see it for yourself, but I want to focus on 3 of them, which are the ones I focus most onto. The first one is self-appreciation. Apparently I don't appreciate myself enough and my progress and my achievements enough, so my therapist suggests that I really put the most thought and attention into writing on this section every day. It helps me build my confidence and self-worth and love back. The second one is small things. It helps me become more aware of my blessings, even the smallest ones that most of the time we usually ignore or neglect. It helps me become more grateful with my life and the cards I've been dealt with. And the last one is rewiring the negatives. Whenever something that I consider negative happened during the day, I would write it down here and rewire how I see the situation and how it could turn into something positive in a way, or what kind of lessons that I can take from this situation. I write these down by the end of the day, pretty much before bed, because then I will end the day with such a grateful and positive mind. And honestly, it might sound so simple, but it has helped me tremendously. Other than the ones in my Notion, I still journal on a physical journal, as you can see in this video, as in writing things down once every few days when I feel like the thoughts in my head are getting too busy again. So I literally just do it to brain dump. Every time I do it, I can write like 4 or 5 pages at once, and it really feels like I am pouring my thoughts into writing so it doesn't occupy my head and disturb my peace anymore. Most of the time, something triggered me to write down things on the journal, like the things that made me me, or why am I scared of a specific situation. It helps processing my mind and rationalizing things that need to be rationalized. Sometimes I also just write down things that I want to say to someone but I can't for some reason. moments. So instead of bottling those things up in my head, I just write it down. So I filmed the next part at the coffee shop. I don't know why. I thought it was a good idea, but you can tell that I was nervous about talking in front of the camera in public. So just bear with me, please. My experience with finding the right things to journal about was thanks to the help of my therapist, of course, but I realized the main points of it so you could do it by yourself too. You can start with really recognizing yourself, what are your biggest struggles are, or maybe your trauma. And I know it takes time and work to recognize them. It might take some experiment, but once you do, things will really come into perspective. Like maybe you're journaling for stress management, anxiety, depression, recovery, and maybe something even more specific. And you can find out what journal prompts will work best for you. You can build the prompts yourself. You can look for inspirations on Pinterest or TikTok or maybe other platforms and customize it for you as well. And then be consistent with it. You can see the impact better if you do it consistently. Trust me, I've done both consistently and inconsistently, and the difference is like life-changing. I also suggest being mindful with it. Don't do it just because you feel like it's an obligation to feel better, but try to enjoy the process and actually put your attention into it, really feel what you feel and reflect. And lastly, make it fun. Be creative, draw, write in colors if you want, maybe put some stickers on your pages. Make the process fun for you. I personally don't enjoy it that much. I think it just stresses me out more, like thinking about what I want to do with it, so I just literally write with a black pen on top of plain white pages, but I like the simplicity and that works for me, so do what works for you.